Morning folks, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Landy and Life. I'm going to be installing the Mudstuff UK roof console. It's sat in the garage for probably 2 months now. I haven't got round to it. It doesn't look a difficult install. I haven't installed one of these before, so I will be following the instructions. I've had a read through them. Doesn't look too difficult, and they're very comprehensive. There are a list of tools inside the instructions which we'll get ready beforehand. I'll put a list up here, but I also have a bank of switches that I want to install, which go in the middle of it, in the center console bit. I'll show you those in a second. Ideally I wanted to have them wired up before installing it so I could just do it all in one, but unfortunately I don't have the time. So the priority is just the shelf, and then the switches can come at a later date. This is the bank of switches which will fit inside here. I'm not decided on these switches yet. These are just mainly placeholders. But what I will do is wire these all up so that I only have to wire up the accessories and the switches are already in place. I'll do that at a later date though. As you can see, it's not the simplest job. You need to daisy chain for the illumination and the earth as well, and then run off the power leads for the accessories. So I'm not 100% sure. These rocker switches come off easily enough so so you can change it over. Okay, this looks like the central bit. This will sit between the two sun visors in the center of the windshield. You can see here this annulus, and what I will do is eventually sit those in there so any accessories I want to wire up I've got a neat tidy install. For the moment though, I will just install the blanking plate. Looks like it comes with a wiring loom. I assume that is for the roof light. You got the associated hardware. With the left hand side, so the near side, and then the associated right hand side. Now initial impressions are, it feels good. There's a good quality plastic. There's a recess around the screw holes and bolt holes and the holes for the fir trees. There isn't too much of this plastic burring. The quality feels good. It doesn't feel flexible. I'm quite impressed. I thought it would be a bit cheaper feeling, if I'm honest. All in all, yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. Okay, run through a list of what we need. 8mm socket, drill, 4.5, 4mm and 6mm drill bits, posi drive or Phillips screwdriver. Try that again. Trim removal kit. I think he's got lost in the move. So we're going to trust to the Leatherman. See what we can do with that. It's not ideal. Maybe a fork would work better. We'll see. The noise you can hear is Molly. It's a bit wet from a long walk. The first step is to remove these fir trees. So let's get to it. I think this is the best, most robust thing Land Rover have ever designed. Right, always have the right tool for the job. We're going to see how we get on with a fork. Now you do get additional ones of these, which is lucky because you absolutely mash it up. Do my science on the laptop, get my boys mashed up. Carnage. Remove the sun visor. I've got the child seat behind in the passenger side, which is why it looks a bit cramped. Step 4, remove the interior light. Without saying, disconnect your battery before undertaking electrical work on the vehicle. On a Puma, turn the ignition on, turn it off, disconnect your battery within 15 seconds, otherwise you'll trigger the alarm. Okay, that's held in now by the 2 inner sun visor bolts. Gives you a quick understanding, or quick idea of what it will look like. It's time for the first bit of drilling work. At the front of the console, you see 1, 2, 3 pre-drilled holes. These are for the small fir tree fasteners, and we need to drill through the head lining for those. The instructions recommend a 4.5mm drill bit. Alright, there we go. 3 of the small fasteners, I forgot to mention that. There are 2 size fasteners, fir trees, small and large. These are the small ones which go at the front. Okay. I must say it's feeling reasonably solid. The same process again for the side fir trees. These are the larger ones. So these will require a 6mm hole, recommended 6mm hole. And there are 4 of those, 2 on either side. Alright, that's the 4 large fir trees in both sides. They went in easily enough. The only thing to note, dependent on model, there's a central support. I guess some kind of support truss for the roof. So this middle small fir tree, I can't get in completely. I may be able to now if I hold down and push on it. Yeah, there we go. But you will drill against that, or the drill won't advance as deep as it does for either side. Don't drill through, obviously. Just stop when you feel something solid, or when you're through the roof lining. Right, using a combination of both hands, arms, elbows, and your head, hold the console, the shelf unit, offer up the sun visor, thread through the bolts. There is a spacer on the other side of here. Offer the screws up to the original mounting holes. Hold it with your head, and that enables you to then screw the whole thing home. Alright folks, I've paid my stupid tax for the day, I hope. The spacer I mentioned doesn't go on the inner hole, it goes on the outer nearest the door. I wondered why it wasn't screwing home. here, folks. I can't get this screw to engage with a thread whilst the sun visor is attached to it. I'm going to back this one off, and maybe that will skew it a little bit. This one's gone home okay. Oh, I'm on a bit of a bother here. This outer one drives home no problems. That's the one with the spacer. But the angle of the attachment that runs to about here in the visor doesn't match this angle here. The padding on the visor is encroaching on that further. This recess isn't sufficiently large to accommodate it. Alright folks, same process. Drive passenger side. We'll remove the sun visor bolt, and the center console is retained by the fir trees. We will try with the sun visor and we'll see how we go. Right, that one went on easily enough. What am I doing wrong? What did I do differently? I was trying to mount it with the visor down. Let's swap sides and try it to do exactly the same. Mount it with the visor up. Sorry, Mud Stuff UK. My bad. Alright, it's up. The instructions were right. Mount the sun visor against the roof console before you hammer it home. I was trying to screw it home when the visor was half open and it just wasn't happening, but yeah, fair enough. There we go. Okay, the next step is there are 3 fir tree fasteners through these holes. The center console has a lip, so these overlap. There are holes, respective holes on the center console with the overlapping shelf area. We need to ensure that those are lined for the fir trees to go through. Use the remaining large fir tree fasteners for the central shelf supports. Let me just check. I said that there were 3 fir tree fasteners. They're not. There are 2 either side, 4 in total. Don't know where I got 3 from. Okay, 21. Use the remaining large fir tree fasteners for the central shelf supports. 1, 2. So we need 6mm holes. And there we have it, folks. Mudstuff UK roof console. I can't say it was the easiest, but it also wasn't difficult. I've temporarily put in my bank of switches just to show you what it would be like. What are my thoughts? I think as an aftermarket product in a cabin with very limited space, you will get more use of it out of it than not by having it than not having it. I don't think there's masses of room. Let me get a torch. It's quite limited, let's be honest. What can you keep up there? Passport, documents, paper. Is it worth the money? If you're desperate on space, or if you need the space, I think it could, yeah, it's worth it. It doesn't encroach at all on headspace or visibility, which was one of my concerns. As I was saying, the real value for me, I think, in this is for the bank of switches. I haven't decided what to have up here, and after this install, I wish I'd have decided sooner so I could pre-wire these, because I will have to take some of this down to get the wiring in, which would be a shame, but they are just these fir trees which are relatively inexpensive to buy. Mudstuff UK do sell them separately. On the whole, yeah, I think it is good. These shelf areas, maybe they could be a bit better designed internally on the inside. If you pull down on it, okay, there is some flexibility from the roof line itself. It could perhaps have a bit of support here, another fir tree or a post or something. But if I'm honest, on the whole, it feels good. It looks brilliant. Much better than I thought it would. Alright, I battled this side with the sun visor because I paid my stupid tax on that one. But it's up. Overall, folks, I think that's a good install. I'll remove these. And I'll put the blanking plate across for the time being until we're ready for that install, which I will do a video on. Alright then, well, thanks for watching, folks. I hope that was useful to you. If you did enjoy the video, or if you want to see more Landy videos, subscribe, click the thumb and all of that. Apparently it helps the video or helps the channel. I don't know if it does. Sure, if it makes your day, go for it. I'll send you a virtual thumbs up as well. Yeah, thanks for watching, folks, and see you soon. Bye bye.